Today should be just like any other Thursday, no different from normal. Just another long walk to get to the Carlisle market. But today is no ordinary day. Ordinary stopped existing the moment I stepped out of my family home, alone, at dawn this morning.
You see, I'm now 10 years of age. Schooling stops for all of us at this age. What do you mean that's too soon? I consider myself fortunate enough to have learned how to read and to write my own name. I can even add and take away numbers. Imagine I have 4 fathers. This is the hand I hold them in. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the hand I spend 2 of them in. 1, 2. If I take away these from those, I end up with just 2 fathers. But say I had 3 fathers and I earned 2 more, then I would have 5 fathers. Unfortunately, I don't have any fathers to show you today. Normally, I have 1 or 2 when I go to market, but today I'm here for a different reason. You can join me if you like. I think I'd quite like the company, but only if you can spare the time, and if you don't mind walking with me, and of course if you're going this way. Listen to me, forgetting my manners. I asked you to join me, but we haven't been introduced. My name's Catherine, but my friends back at school call me Cathy. Cathy Ellis. What do they call you, your friends?
My new companion on the long journey to Carlisle was called Anne Chambers, a girl my own age. She came from a neighbouring village. We'd only ever met a couple of times before, as she'd only been at school for a year or 2. Her parents couldn't afford to keep sending her there. She was really nice. She made the journey seem like half as long as I remember it being normally.
So, how old are you, Anne?
I'm 10.
Me too. I'm 10. You must have just left school then.
I left a few weeks ago, but I've now got to find employment.
I left yesterday. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
2 older brothers who work in a local pit, and 3 sisters. Well, actually, just 2 sisters. My youngest just died.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, don't be. She was sick from birth.
The journey was long, so we stopped by a river to get a drink before we headed up to the final couple of miles for Carlisle. We tried to wash the muck off our hands and faces, but we made it worse. It had already got ingrained. I do hope this doesn't put off an employer. My man will brain me if I end up going home in this state. Anne still giggles at me mucky face though. In a way, I'm hoping that neither of us get picked today, so we can walk back home together again. That'd be nice. Winding through the city's cobbled streets, we approached the market square. It was brimming with people. Men in groups, drinking, laughing and joking, and girls, just like us, being questioned by their prospective new employers. Anne and I quickly stepped into a clearing in the busy square. It wasn't long before we were both approached by a number of ladies, looking us up and down, walking around us pointing, prodding and talking about us like we weren't there.
Well then, what do you think, Mrs. Meacham? What'll she do?
She's already got a pick of meat on her bones.
How strong are you, girl? Here, can you lift this basket?
Why yes, ma'am. I'm very strong. I might not look it, but I can lift a lot.
There you go. She's not as big as you thought, Mrs. Meacham.
No.
Have you done domestic service before, girl?
Only at home, ma'am, helping me mum and dad. I've just completed my schooling.
School, eh? Oh, we don't want anybody too clever in our household.
The mistress would be fine, Grace. I can't see a problem with having a young, educated lady on site. You know how strongly she feels about the emancipation of women.
Yes.
Exactly how old are you, girl?
I'm 10 years old, ma'am.
Do you know how service works, girl?
Yes, ma'am. Food and lodgings plus a shilling a week until I've moved up from the position of scullery maid.
And are you happy with this, girl? You'll be spending barely any money home for the first year or two.
I understand, ma'am. But would I be supplied with the uniform and shoes? You see, mine are starting to wear out. I wouldn't want to...
You've got a bit of spirit.
Nothing wrong with being a little forward, Grace.
No, true.
So, what'll she do?
So, girl, what is your name?
It's Catherine Ellis, ma'am. My friends call me Cathy.
And are you a fast learner?
Yes, I can learn things really fast.
What about manners? Do you attend worship every Sunday? The master of the house is a doctor and the mistress a campaigner for the suffrage movement.
Let's leave it there. So, Miss Catherine Ellis, are you ready for a life in service? Hold out your hand, take this shilling, and I will take you to meet your new employer. I'm sure she'll be happy to have her in our ward.
So, Miss Chambers, we'd like to offer you the job.
Really?
You come with us.
Come on.
Oh, so you found us one then? Ah, she's a bit skinny, isn't she? Well, sit her down. I'll make her some broth.
She's going to need a bath first, Martha. But feel free to heat something up for her, though. We shan't be long. I'll heat the water and get her a change of clothes first.
Has she got a name?
Catherine Ellis. But she likes to be called Cathy.
Cathy, eh? Well, young un, don't look so shy. What do you know about a life in servitude? How old are you? Where you from?
I'm 10 years old and I come from Glasson, just outside of Carlisle. A small house, just on the edge of the moors. I walked by the old wall to get to Carlisle today.
Glasson, eh? Well, that's an ike and a half. You'll be all right with us. I'll get Mary to show you what she was doing before she moved up to chambermaid.
So who's this one then? Plucked fresh from the hiring firm, guessing. Bit bedraggled, didn't she?
Now, ladies, what is all the chit-chat? You will not have a household to run. There will be plenty of time later for questions after the family have retired and we have all completed our duties. Till then, let's get on with our work, shall we? Mary, have you checked the ladies' chamber and checked the fireplaces in the parlour?
I've just come down to clean linen, sir.
Well, then do not let us keep you from your duties, Mary. They don't complete themselves, do they? Now then, Mrs. Jones, who might this gouty reaction be?
This is Catherine Ellis, Mr. Wood. Cathy, she prefers. Miss Agnes and Miss Meacham just brought her back from the Carlisle hiring fair. Miss Agnes is running her a bath in the quarters upstairs.
So, Miss Catherine Ellis, you have taken the payment of servitude. I trust on your journey here you are informed as to what your duties will entail.
Answer Mr. Wood, Cathy. He's our head butler. We're all answerable to him as far as the smooth running of this household is concerned.
Yes, sir, Mr. Wood. Mrs. Meacham told me I'd be working as a scullery maid and training would be given to progress me along to obtaining more duties.
Good. Then all that remains is for you to get yourself to a satisfactory state of hygiene. After that, we can complete our evening by getting to know you better, Miss Catherine Ellis. If Miss Gray will find you a uniform and show you to your sleeping quarters, you will be sharing them with Mary. Did she have any possessions, Mrs. Jones?
Just what she's standing up in, sir.
Aye, well, I dare say that what she is standing up in could very well stand up all by itself without her presence inside them. So if you would get her to wash them after she has been given her clean uniform. No time like the present to start her off on the right foot, eh? We like hard workers here, Miss Catherine Ellis, particularly those who are eager to learn. Do we not, Mrs. Jones? Aye.
Don't look so petrified, Cathy. He's a good man underneath that hard exterior. He's just a stickler for having this place running like clockwork. It's his duty. He's a proud man. You keep on the good side of him, you'll not fall foul of any sharp tongues in this household.
Come on, Cathy.
I know this isn't what anyone would expect. We don't have shared tin baths here. The lady of the house insisted that her husband had to have all the latest modern sanitations installed, even for us down here in service. She's a very fair but busy woman. The mould was broken when she was created. Now, come on. Get off these dirty clothes and get yourself in there. And remember that cleanliness is next to godliness, young lady. There'll be fresh towels in your uniform waiting for you for when you've finished.
You must feel better for that, Cathy. Can you show this young lady where she'll be doing the washing for the family, Mrs. Jones? She can start with her own this evening. Don't mix any of it with the family's belongings. Not in that water.
Yes, Mrs. Meacham.
I've been sent in by Mr. Wood. He's asked me to see how you're getting on.
I'm good, thanks. I'm just a bit overwhelmed by what I'm seeing. This is nothing like what I expected. It's so much.
Different to what you've experienced? Well, lucky. The doctor is a lovely man. He champions all of us working classes, but is always away on business, either tending to his patients or giving talks in Carlisle and Glasgow. His wife, the lady of the house, she's lovely too. She's active in the suffrage movement. Used to be one of us by all accounts. A true love fairy tale if ever I heard one.
That bath. I mean, how is that meant for us?
I told you, he's a doctor and she's a doctor's wife. She says to me, sanitation beats infestation. You've been what's up on the stain there. It'll soon come out. You'll need this clean, dry and pressed, properly for your Sunday best when we next go to worship.
Is the work hard here? Not that I'm scared of working hard.
The last maid got wed to a soldier and moved away last month, so I've been tending to everything. So the sooner I get you trained up, I might be able to have an hour longer of sleep each day.
What time do we start in the morning?
5 o'clock. The fires need to be kept in, especially at this time of the year. Don't worry though, you're sharing a bed with me, so you're not sleeping. I'll show you where we sleep after we've finished in there. Now, lather them up some more, those stains will come straight out. Like this. See? There's a space and hangers there for you for your clothes. And that's where we keep our personal things. And this is the bed. It's only a single, but
that's no problem. I slept in a bed no bigger than that with my 2 younger sisters at home. I'm used to it. We always wanted to be the last in because the others formed it first.
Well, if I'm first in, I'm not going to complain. At least it'll mean my days are a bit shorter than they are now. If you want to show willing, work longer hours, be my guest.
Where does Polly sleep? With Mrs. Jones and the others? Where are their rooms?
Polly goes home at night. She lives in town and married with bairns of her own to care for. The other 3 ladies and Mr. Wood are on the other side of the house. We're on this side to ensure the fires don't go out for all the masses of the house.
Young ladies, if I might suggest, that is enough chatter for one day. You both have some very busy days ahead of you until Sunday. I would therefore recommend a good night's rest.
Sir, good night, sir. Mr. Wood.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
All the pans hang up here after I've washed and dried them. And the plates, where do they?
They go here. Bowls there. And you need to ensure the knives are sharpened every 2 weeks. The peddler comes around to do them for us. He's due again next week, Friday, 7 o'clock sharp. They're kept in here. Now, let's go and check on the fires. Grab that bucket and shovel and follow me. The sooner you know how to do this, the sooner I'll be able to get back on with my own job.
So it's that easy. Just hold it tight and it pulls the flames up the chimney.
It's that easy. Just don't set fire to yourself, or the house for that matter. Now, are you certain you know what you're doing? Can I trust you to do the rest of the fires while I get the other room started on? The masters will be up at breakfast now, so it's the right time to be doing this. Never seen and never heard is gone rule here.
Here. I'm so sorry, ma'am. It's just smoking and I can't get it to go. I've never had this happen before.
Oh, it's not the end of the world, my dear. You must be Cathy. Oh, Grace told me about you this morning. Right, pass me that. And if we put this against the fireplace, then we can draw all this smoke up the chimney. Just hold this tight here, and this will be gone in no time.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean, it's just the smell, it's horrid.
It is of no importance, my dear. You know, accidents happen and, well, there's not much chance of any danger here. It's just a bit of smoke and nothing that an open window can rectify.
Oh my good lord, what on earth's going on in here, young lady? You trying to set the home on fire with us all in it? Oh, Mom, excuse me, I didn't see you there.
No, evidently not, Grace, not with such blaspheming going on. Cathy were actually just helping me because I tried to tend to this meddlesome fire and somehow managed to smoke the house out. If she hadn't thought about using the newspaper, Lord only knows what might have happened. You could say she was our saving grace. Right, I think we might be done there now, Cathy. If you wouldn't mind cleaning up my mess, I'll get back to my breakfast. Are you coming, Grace?
Should I take these down when I finish, ma'am?
Yes, please, my dear, if you wouldn't mind disposing of the hot ashes outside the wash house. Thank you.
Oh, so what have you got to tell us then? Well, come on. You'll find you can't keep secrets in this house.
Proper little heroine she is. Saved the house from burning down by all accounts.
Indeed she did, as the lady of the house has just informed me. Catherine was quite the asset to the household earlier this morning. So well done, young lady. You've had quite the eventful first day. Catherine has quite enamoured Mrs. Hogg, who has suggested to me that she is deserving of one of the more sumptuous of your puddings post-dinner this evening, Mrs. Jones. And we all know what that means, don't we?
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Wood. We're going to need some more ingredients, though. Would you like to take Cathy down to the grocer's with you, Mary? I'll make a list of what we need. Just come back here after you've finished your work.
Were we all born in a barn?
So, what really happened in the room earlier on then? Whatever it was, we certainly better do something with this family today.
I don't really remember too much about it. I think there's just too much coal on the fire which caused all the smoke. Between the both of us, we used a newspaper trick they showed me to help soak the smoke up the chimney.
Quick thinking, young Miss Ellis.
Good evening, how can I help?
Mrs. Hogg's account, please.
Come on, we should be getting back. This prison isn't going to make itself.
Come on. It's 2 years later, and now I'm in charge of the scullery maids. I help clean them up, show them around, and make sure they tend to their duties, just like I did. Come on.